Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Surface. My name is Leah Iremson. On today's episode, we're going to talk about modern slavery, the chain we can see. I'll tell you a story about slavery. We all know what slavery was. The whip, the chain, the ship, the cries. Our ancestors were taken, stripped of their name, their homes, their dignity, their freedom. They were forced to work, to serve, to build nations that never saw them as equal. They called that slavery. But what if I told you it never really ended? Because even though the chains were removed from our neck, our hands, and our feet, we are still chained. Only now, those chains are invisible. And that is what I want to talk about today. They told us slavery ended. They told us we were free. But freedom should mean equality. It should mean opportunity, justice, and peace. Yet here we are working harder than ever, taxed higher than ever, fighting for positions we were qualified for but never chosen for. We're smart through disrespect. We shrink ourselves in boardrooms and we stay quiet just to keep our jobs. We were told to be grateful. We were told, you've come a long way, but how far have we really come if we're still fighting to be seen? The world just changed the name. They don't call it slavery anymore. Now it is called the system. Back then we were forced to work for free. Now we work and get taxed until there is almost nothing left. Back then they broke our bodies. Now they break our spirit. Back then, they control us with chains and shackles. Now, they control us with debt, with bills, with the constant chase of survival. We may not be owned by a master anymore, but many of us are still owned by the system. The 9-to-5 trap, the underpayment, the racial bias, the silent discrimination. You work twice as hard as just to be told you are good, but not quite ready. You speak the truth and they call you aggressive. You dream of more and they say, stay in your lane. Tell me, how is that freedom? And maybe the saddest part of all is, some of us have accepted this as normal. We have learned to live small. We have learned to smile through it. We've learned to smile through injustice. We have learned to survive instead of thriving. We have to wake up because the system doesn't fear a black person who complains. It fears a black person who knows awareness, who knows their power, who knows their worth, who knows they were not created just to struggle, but to rise. We can't break free from what we refuse to recognize. Yes, slavery is still here. It's just in a different form. And until we see it for what it is, it will keep repeating itself in silence. Freedom begins in mind. You can't wait for the system to free you. You have to free yourself. Start by unlearning what they told you about your worth. Start by believing that you deserve rest. You deserve peace and wealth, not just survivors. Start by supporting your own, your black businesses, your community, your dreams. Because every dollar you spend, every skills you use, every boundaries you set is a statement that says, I am no longer a slave to the system. The chains are not on our neck anymore. They are in your mindset. And once you free your mind, everything else will follow. We are our ancestors' dreams, but that dreams isn't complete yet. It is still being written through every black woman and man who dares to lead. Every man who refused to be silenced. Every child who walked into rooms their grandparents couldn't even imagine. No, slavery didn't end. It evolved. And so did we. But now it is time to evolve beyond it. Stand tall. Break the chain you can't see. And remember, true freedom doesn't start when the world accepts you. It starts when you finally accept yourself. I am Leah Ramsey, and this has been Beyond the Surface, because the truth isn't always comfortable, but it is always necessary.